the self-hate, it has to stop. Like, truly, it's disgusting and it's not cute, and I'm here to treat the fuck out of y'all, basically. What's up, kids? It's your boy Ty, and I'm back with another video. It's been a minute, but that's not what we're here to talk about. It's Pride Month. Gay as fuck. I asked people on my Instagram and on my Snapchat what they love and hate about the LGBT community, and a lot of the people who are my friends or who are my mutuals on these are also part of the LGBT community, so ain't nobody straight answered. Probably a few girls, but might as well just loop SF in there, cisgendered female in there, but just kidding, really problematic. I take it back. But anyway, I didn't like a few of the responses that I heard, because they were just like really like self-degrading, like towards the community and towards themselves. And I just felt like it was my job to break down a few stigmas, not even stigmas, but like really to just address it, because none of this shit made sense to me. Like, oh my god. Okay. So, let's do the love part. No, let's do the hate part first. I want to get juicy. I want to, you know, that, even though it's going to make me upset. So, let me log into my good old Instagram. Oh, by the way, before I get started into this video, subscribe, share, like, and comment, because, you know, we're doing things. You know, the numbers are looking great, but they could be better. And, you know, we have potential. Y'all are my children. Y'all are the kids. The kids. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm finally in my shit. And a lot of these are on the lines of this. That everybody knows each other or has dealt with one another, or, you know, that. But let's like truly like break it down, because I don't think a lot of people understand this. So I Googled how many people in Chicago, because I just want to do it based on my city, because that's where I'm from and that's what I know. So according to Rush EDU, one of the hospitals here, approximately 150,000 people identify as LGBT, aka 7.5% of the city's population. So let's talk.
Talk about what? How you're out of breath, fat ass?
That's 175,000 people. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people have preferences and things like that. So that number gets decreased by so many factors. So let's just say, because let me pull out a calculator, even though like I'm great at math, let's like really get into it. And the actual number is approximately 146,000 people. So I have that here. Let's do some math. So let's say, basically, how I want to do this, because I talked about it before, and let's just say around a third of these people are cute or just like attractive, and most people go for, or not, like, in my opinion, I feel like attractive people hang around attractive people. And unfortunately, because of like things like people being shallow, I'm a victim, or not even a victim, just one of the people who like have shallow tendencies. Yes. You know, I mostly associate myself with other people who I believe are attractive, or who also look good to me, or just look good in general. So let's just say we find a third of those people actually attractive. So let's divide this number by 3. That's 48,000 people, which still seems like a lot. So around, I want to say, how many of those people are out and actually identify as gay? And because like, again, you have to think about preference and things like that and color. Like, there are so many underlying factors to this that it's not just like it's really a small community. Like, that is a small number. And just, this is like around 50,000 people. So around 50,000 people. Let's break it down. Around what percentage of the population, I'm gonna say, is black, for people with a black preference? So let's break this number down again, because again, most people who I follow are black, and 9 times out of 10 are chasing after another black person. So let's, what's 20% of motherfucking 50,000? What I'm gonna multiply this times 20% of motherfucking
2,000 years later.
48,000. Okay, so 20% of 48 is 9.6. So just add 3 zeros. So around 10,000 people. That's not a lot of people. 10,000 people. That's for how many followers people have. So again, that's not a lot of people. And again, you have to think about how many of those 10,000 people you're actually gonna find attractive. It just keeps getting broken down and broken down and broken down. And who's popular, who lives close to you. Like, again, the numbers are so fucking slim. And you have to think about it. Facebook allows you to have 5,000 friends. Instagram, an infinite amount of people. Snapchat, again, an infinite amount of people that you could be interacting with. So of course, everybody is gonna know each other. That's how people say, oh, Chicago's so small. Yes, because it's a city. And then when you break down to the individual person's identity, they tend to flock towards people with that same identity. That's why the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. So yes, a lot of us are going to know each other. And unfortunately, a lot of us tend to mingle and swingle. And you know, we're not kids here. And like, I found myself in like my own like loop is what I call it. And I'm not sure if anybody else has talked about it, but there's like a legit like people who have fucked with other people, who I fucked with without knowing, like, again, like just people who I've interacted without knowing that they've interacted with other people. And even if, like, basically what I'm trying to get at is that everybody eventually will meet somebody else. I mean, it's a fucking small world. 7 billion people, but it's small. And what I want people to get through their head is, don't block your blessings because of somebody else has fucked with this person that you want to engage with, or that's liking you, or shebang, because baby, it's 7 billion people in this world. 7.4, damn near 8. But you can't hold your happiness back because of what association someone else has to the person that you want to pursue. Like, it's just nasty. And like, it's not healthy. It's not nasty, it's just not healthy. And like, honestly, like we're gonna scrap the middle and get to where I understand and draw the line. So where I draw the line is that, say for instance, you have a friend and your friend has fucked with someone, and you know about them fucking with this person. That's a no-no. Because you shouldn't see your friend's significant other in that way, in any way, shape, or form. Unless they're, and like, I wouldn't even say unless there was a relationship before, because once they've crossed the line into your friends, you know, anything, it should be deaded. There are no excuses. It should just be deaded. And that's the only way. So like, again, oh, they fuck with this person, they fuck with this person, they fuck with this person. Baby, if y'all were never close people, shoodaloo. But if that was your personal friend, and if y'all intermingle with the same group and yada, 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 no. Like, green light, go, do it. But absolutely not if any other. Because like, literally, everybody knows each other. Everyone. Okay. It's fine. Everybody's gonna know each other. Oh my God, my boyfriend calling me.
Hey, boy.
Say hey.
I can't see.
It's the camera.
Hey.
Put some clothes on.
No.
But I was basically just dragging them about saying that everybody know everybody and yada yada yada. But yeah.
I'll let you get back to it.
All right, give me a kiss. Bye, I love you. Okay, now let's get into it, because there are more. And so my friend Shelton says the fact that there is still colorism and stigma around bisexuality. So for those who don't know, I identify as bisexual, and it's because I like men and women and all the, I'm just attracted to masculinity and femininity. I'll leave it in the barest of terms. I'm attracted to masculinity and femininity. So there just shouldn't be a stigma. Like, leave it alone. You know, I'm always just like take it back to slavery and blame it on slavery, because like if you don't, then, because you know, back then, I just don't want to get into it. Like, bisexual tendencies were literally the beginning. Like, everybody was bi. Like, how could you not? Nobody really cared about who you slept with. And I think that's the problem now.
Too many people are involved with who other people have slept with.
The only thing you should be worried about is if your friend or someone, your partner, has been safe. That's the only thing that you need to be worrying about. Okay? And like, I'ma put it out here. The stigma is basically just that you can't be bisexual. You have to pick a side. And it just goes into so many different problems that like I really don't feel like getting into. But yes, it's a flop. And most people that perpetuate that stigma are people in our own community. The gays, like, again, I had a friend who believed that I couldn't be bisexual, that I was gay, or that I'm never gonna end up doing anything with a woman again, because like, who cares? Like, why do you care? Like, the only thing, like, and like, here's the thing, friends should really only care about what you say and shouldn't try to go in and like, you know, nitpick at you. They're throwing a party like a block down, so if you hear some music, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But any motherfucking way, I need to put my hair in a ponytail because it's bang. Hold on, let me pull a Santana. Y'all ready? Oof. Okay, much better. But like, yes, like we also, like as a group, need to stop perpetuating the fact that we don't believe that people can't be bisexual and that they have to either pick a side, because we don't. If you are the same people who believe that sexuality works on a spectrum, how could you? And like, it goes into why DL men are scared to come out, and why they feel like they can't come out, and why like bisexuals hate themselves. Self-hate, it's a problem. Why do you hate yourselves? I hate when other gays say, oh, I hate the gays, or I hate, like, I've said it and I don't anymore because I don't hate them. I have no malice against nobody that I don't know. I hate when straight people say it, or when straight people hear people of our community say it. It just gives them further like push, like them motherfuckers hate themselves. And speaking of them hating themselves, I saw a fellow member of the LGBT plus community motherfucking post a picture that basically talked about the gays I respect and gays I don't respect. And I wanted to argue, I wanted to bicker, and I wanted to slit their fucking throats. Because how dare you pick and choose to when you can respect someone based on something so superficial. And that was my issue, was that it was so superficial, and that people don't understand the power of a meme or of something funny. Like, all of these things have power, and for you to perpetuate it, it's ridiculous. So basically, this is what the picture says. I'm gonna leave it up to me next. I'll read it. Gays I respect. Acts like a normal human being, has a personality, doesn't force upon you the fact that they're gay, literally is a normal person that you could be friends with. All extremely vague and mean nothing. But I'm gonna tell you the normal that they're talking about, because I'm about to whip out some knowledge on that ass, because I'm tired. Okay? I'm tired of it. Like, it's making my blood boil. And I'm sorry that this is gonna be a long video and I'm only on the second thing, but honestly, fuck it. I'm the king of long videos, and we're in quarantine, kind of, sort of. Chicago's in phase 4. I'm trying to go to the beach, so if you're trying to go to the beach, let me fucking know. But versus gay people, I do not respect. It don't even say don't. Do not. You know how much hate you have to separate a word? Sexuality is the focal point of their existence. Rainbow flag everything and everywhere, including but not limited to profile picture, clothing, and jewelry. That was a lot. Complains about straight people consistently. Dresses like a clown to show the world how gay they are. You know, I'm tired. And I'm over it. Like, what the fuck is a normal human being? What's a normal person? Here's the norm. Here's the norm. I'm gonna tell you where the norm come from. You know, I took gender ethnic studies, which I think if you're like in a younger class, and I think you can also take it in college, gender ethnic studies, sociology, yada, yada, yada. It's all like necessarily like the same thing. And it's just basically a class on like how people act and why people act. It's like an extension of history. It's like if history and psychology and like art had a baby. It's like they all had a nice baby to like kind of explain why things and people work. And you know, it's a really great class, and it's called the Mythical Norm. Now, the Mythical Norm are basically like tiers, which you're gonna see the most, like, it's literally what the normally is. And the closer you are to this normal, the more accepted you are by society. So what the Mythical Norm is, oh my god, I should have had this pulled the fuck up already. Shout out to everybody at Lynn Bloom class of 2020, whoop whoop 100 class. Okay, the Mythical Norm, created by Audre Lorde, we read about Miss Sis a lot, describes the idealized characteristics of society that hold power and bring about oppression. So, includes those in society who are white, thin, male, young, heterosexual, Christian, and financially secure. Did I lie? So the closer you are to these tiers of society, the more accepted you are and the more power you have to influence how things work. And for most of the time, these are who we see in power. I'm not gonna drop any names, I'm not gonna, you see, but those are the people who you majority see in power. And the closer you are to those things, the more accepted you are into society. I just said that like 6 times. So basically that's what they mean by normal. But how many people in this world are not fucking normal? Like, it's truly disgusting that you oppress someone that doesn't fit one of these things, or because we aren't normal. I'm not normal. Let me dial back and slow down. And it's because the fact that I actually care, that like it's getting a rise out of me, because all of these things are so superficial and so vague, and they don't make sense. And what do you mean by everybody has their own individual personality? Sexuality is the focal point of their existence. Nobody's sexuality is the focal point of their existence. Nothing is like ambition. should be the only thing that is at the focal point of someone's existence. Their drive, their goals, their passion. 9 times out of 10, you're not paying attention to those things that actually respect that person. You know nothing about that person but what you see. Because most people that don't want to be identified with, or don't want to associate with these people, don't know these people. A lot of straight men in high school who did not know me prior had something to say until they actually met me. Straight niggas love me in both ways. And I ain't gonna say too much because that's gonna go into my next topic. The fetishization. Ooh, did I pronounce it wrong? Okay, they doing too much. Okay. Because we finna figure out how to pronounce it. Y'all ready? Okay, hold up.
Fetishization.
Okay, so the fetishization of the straight male archetype. And for those that don't know what archetype means, it basically just means person. Like the ideals and the mannerisms. Like literally everything that you would think about with a straight man. I just like want to like get into it. Like DL, like the attraction to DL straight men is such, like, it's so prevalent amongst our community. And I'm not sure if it's the chase or if it's like the inability to attain that like just like, you know, they just want to like seek there. And like what I'm here to tell you is that it's not worth it. It's not. They're not worth it. It's a life that isn't fair. You know, it's good for the thrill, but it's just something else that is starts from slavery. Like, it's the self-hate. And that's what I really want to focus on in this video, like the self-hate amongst our own community. Because it's just, it seems as if...
Regime.
Bitch, shut up. The only reason why the prevalence of DL men exists, there's so much going through my mind right now about where it could come from. And I'm gonna say the effects, I'm just gonna put it in very general terms so I don't have to like keep getting flustered. Bitch, everything after fucking slavery. Legit, every process after slavery. You know, they make us hate ourselves. They strip us of our culture. They strip us of our history. They strip us of our knowledge. Man, and now we're here in an age of relearning, and to where like we need to realize that this was everybody's history. Rarely our gods weren't straight. Well, I'm just gonna put it like this. The old African gods were not straight. They embraced their gods, the oldest of gods embraced their masculinity and feminine sides, because everybody has both. Everybody has the masculinity energy and female energy. Those are the divine energies. And I'm not gonna get into that conversation because y'all not ready. Y'all not. I'm not ready. And that's, a lot of people just need to say that, like, I'm not ready. A lot of people aren't ready to have a conversation. And what I really like want y'all to understand is that self-hate, or the fear of hate from others, is why DL men exist. And it's not necessarily their fault, and it's not something that I believe people should seek after. And like most people who are DL don't want to be DL, or the ones that say that they do it is because they hate the gay community, a community which they're a part of. Like, they're a part of the LGBT community, LGBTQ plus. A D is in there for down low, or just like a subcategory of being gay, or a subcategory of being, DL can literally be a subcategory of every one of them. And I guarantee you it's the subcategory that stems from self-hate, some form of self-hate or fear. You shouldn't be afraid of who you are. And this is what Pride Month is about. yes, it's about celebrating the LGBT community for the most part, but it's about pride, taking pride in who you are, taking pride of your friends or the people you associate with. And that's what that's what should be brought to most people's attention. They just think that, oh, the gays have their own month, yada, yada, yada. Like, no, it's not about that. It's about embracing difference, because it's so often that the mythical norm has been shoved down our fucking eye holes that it gets tired. It's oppressive, literally. I want to explain to y'all that no system in America is coincidental and or accidental. It's all been put in place. And this shit gonna go over a lot of people's heads. Nothing is on accident. Nothing without intention. And that's in a Solange song. Nothing without intention. I don't think the song is called Nothing Without Intention, but I know it's like an excerpt it's in the fucking thing. And nobody does anything without fucking intention. So no system in America is in place without intention. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I kind of just lost my fucking track. I'm losing my train of thought, basically. And that's just what I wanted to say. Like, baby, leave the DM alone. Starve them until they have to come out. And if they don't come out, they will live a miserable lives. Like, oh my God, the generation before us, or the generation before us, like our moms and our great grandparents, the fear of being themselves is why we have the prevalence of domestic violence. So much domestic violence can be linked to the fear of coming out. So many men and their friends have engaged in homosexual acts, and this is why a lot of people will say, or like can admit, that their soulmate is their friend, but because of their sexuality or the fear of them being who they are, it's never really allowed for that to happen. Stop the coonery. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of you motherfuckers are straight ass coons, and it's sad. Don't call me salad, but I be dressing, and if you get it, it's because I look like ketchup and mustard condiments, like salad dressing. That was so fucking bad. Period. And speaking of periods, that's it. I'm gonna end the video right here, you guys. Yes, it was nice, and I really okay, but yes, that's just what I want everybody to take away from this video, is to love yourself. Love your people, love who you communicate with, and don't be scared to be you. So if you guys want to see more videos, make sure that you follow me on all of my socials: Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Is there any more? OnlyFans? Not happening. So yeah, but just make sure you follow me. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share. Do the whole shebang. Let's do this, because I'm your father. I'm your father. You're my children, and I love you. If you want a breast to suckle on or a nice bosom, it's flat, because I ain't got no chest. Oh yeah, I got a beauty mark right here. But yes, just make sure you stay in tune. I appreciate it, and peace out.